The most intense intellectual rivalry last century in Paris was between Albert Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre. Have you read any of their works, and if so, who do you prefer? Albert Camus was a novelist born in Algeria to quite a poor family. He wrote works such as La Peste, La Chute and L'Étranger, for which he won the Nobel Prize in Literature. Camus also wrote philosophical essays and plays, his most famous being The Myth of Sisyphus and Les Justes, respectively. Camus' works of fiction and philosophy often focus around the idea of the absurd, and this expresses a disconnect in human nature between our shared longing to find a meaning for our lives and the gaping silence of the universe in response to this longing. Put more simply, life is meaningless, and instead of searching for a meaning, we should just accept it as it is. Albert Camus also loved football, and he famously was a goalkeeper, saying that if he had to choose between theatre and football, he would choose football every time. Jean-Paul Sartre was primarily a philosopher, famed for his works such as L'être et le néant, being and nothingness, but he also wrote novels such as La Nausée, Nausea. Interestingly, and in a very hardcore way, Jean-Paul Sartre was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature, but he refused it, citing that he didn't want to be institutionalized. Sartre's work in philosophy and literature focused on existentialism, which is similar to the absurd, but has a big difference. They both agree that life is meaningless, but existentialism says that we as humans must give our life a meaning, based on our conscious choices and actions. Put more simply, life is meaningless, and it's up to us to give it a meaning. Jean-Paul Sartre was also a professor and a prisoner of war during World War II. He also liked to box and would box his students and the fellow prisoners in the camp. What caused their split after so many years of friendship was a disagreement about political violence related to the Algerian War of Independence and communism. Albert Camus believed that in politics, limits and moderation should be imposed, and that using violence to forward an ideology was a betrayal of oneself. However, Jean-Paul Sartre argued for the need of political violence because in communism, a lot of it was necessary to take down the status quo and the established order. If you want to learn more about Sartre and Camus, a great book, which is very accessible and fun to read, is The Boxer and the Goalkeeper by Andy Martin. Do you like Albert Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre? Which do you prefer? Let me know in the comments.